Peter tapped the tight swell of Rocket's skin to the ticking of the clock. Rocket didn't mind much as he was getting used to the constant attention his belly was getting, especially from Peter, who was almost always touching it. A small lump appeared through the fabric that lay over Rocket's midsection. After a few seconds, it fell back down, disappearing into its parent's belly with its siblings. Peter rubbed the spot excitedly. I felt that one. His smile was so wide his cheeks were red. Yeah, me too, he said, less enthused, but still in a rather cheerful mood given the circumstances. They're getting more active. He rolled onto his back with a grunt, legs apart, as he got more comfortable. It didn't take long for his body to begin to ache from the excess weight, so he sifted himself often. A sliver of his stomach was showing as his shirt pulled up. Hardly anything fit right anymore. Really? Are they giving you problems? Peter asked in a cutesy baby voice, directing the cushion at Rocket's stomach as he cupped it in his hands. Don't encourage them, Rocket warned. The little jackass has been keeping me up. He lifted his head back and closed his eyes, resting his hands on his chest. Have they? You never told me that. Peter hated feeling like he needed to drag these confessions out of the raccoon. If you want to cut your shifts, just let us know. We're all ready to give you some maternity leave. I kind of feel like it would be paternity leave. Can't promise I won't take it, just not yet, he said, enjoying his relaxation before a sudden feeling of sensitivity hit the outside of his stomach, making him jerk, then force himself up. Ow! Ow! Rocket's eyebrows fell. What is it? What's wrong? Peter seemed to be in panic over his mate. Do you need a doctor? No. Peter pulled up his shirt so that the round section where his baby sat were bare. Just sore. Peter noticed the larger swells where Rocket's nipples were. The fur on his stomach was getting thinner, where he researched and found it was normal in order to make feeling easier. The skin around his teeth were red, looking like they ached. Peter gently rubbed the side of his boyfriend's breast. Did that hurt? He asked after he saw Rocket flinch. Yeah, don't touch him, he ordered. The swelling will go down on its own. Rocket obeyed. Are you going to breastfeed? It was blunt, but something they hadn't discussed yet. Rocket shrugged. I don't know. Seems sort of weird, he admitted, but then again, being pregnant was also very weird to him at first, and still is when he focused too heavily on it. Why? Do you think I should? It's only natural. Might be better than having a bottle to feed them all one at a time. Peter chuckled a little. We can even tell the others we're formula feeding it if it makes you feel better, he offered with a sly grin. Rocket turned his head, gazing at the wall. I gotta think it over. We got time. Peter leaned over Rocket, holding himself up by the arms as he kissed his lover's snout. But before you decide, let me help you out a bit. He pressed his finger against two of Rocket's nipples, rubbing them in circles. Peter, that's just making them ache, he complained, curling his toes in the fabric. I know, but I'm going to help relieve some of that buildup. The Star-Lord licked his lips, staring at Rocket with hungry eyes. You got issues, Quill. He looked unsure about the quality of this idea. Heh. Don't judge just yet. Peter crawled downwards, which wasn't much of a move considering Rocket was only 3 feet tall. Peter rubbed his lips against the stomach that swelled with his kids. He couldn't help but feel some pride in it. You might even like it. Peter forced a hot breath of hair over the sensitive nub. Rocket shivered. What you doing? Don't think foreplay is really necessary here, Rocket said. He relaxed his hands on Peter's shoulders. The leader of the Guardians laughed. Just having some fun. He squeezed Rocket's breast gently, mindful not to put him through too much hurt. A slight bit of milk oozed out. He ran his tongue over the teat, cleaning it of the white substance. It wasn't enough to get a good taste of the raccoon's milk, but he could taste his mate's body. Peter, Rocket breathed out. You don't gotta do this. He looked nervous, almost guilty, like he was guilt tripping the Hume into some. Oh god, I'm kind of imagining Rocket as a fucking orc now. It is something he'd probably not do otherwise. I'm not bothered. On Terra, we drink from other species' milk all the time. Don't be nervous. I've swallowed worse from you. Peter put his lips over one of Rocket's nipples. He gently began to suck. It took a few tries before milk came out in a steady flow. He grasped Peter's shirt as he began. The tugging sensation of his breast felt. God, I can't do this.